All right, so I'm just gonna clean up this wood here, push it off to the side, clean those rocks up, and kind of prep this to finish it, to get some grass seed down. So there's a few spots, there's a few pieces of logs and some rocks to get out of here. And then I'll start spreading some of this material on the hillside here. So got the side done, all that packed in. Just got to clean up the middle here, moving these logs. Now I got to go and move those big rocks over there. So I'm trying my best not to crush these things. They make nice posts, so I'm trying to just gently grab them. It's hard. I mean, this thumb's got so much power. So I don't want to gouge them up too much. I'm gonna have to sand the crap out of them if I do that. And there'll be scars on them. Trying to just be real gentle with them. And the bark will protect it a little bit, but I mean, this thumb again has so much power. If I'm not careful, I could just crush it. Nice logs. This kind of needs to be just cleaned up by hand, but let's see here. Just don't know where I'm going to put this stuff. You know what? I'm just gonna, because this is, looks like Christmas berry, so that stuff's not good. I mean, you can't even burn it, it's toxic, so you gotta be careful with that kind of stuff. I'll just put it on that pile for now. So it's going pretty good. It is taking some time to do the finish work here. It's a bunch of random stuff I'm doing. I'm gonna cut that road in today on the top corner of the property, clean up along the edge, pack this pit over here, made that nice, and I just gotta clean up the middle here, prep this for tomorrow. Should be able to get the grass seed down tomorrow. Gotta run irrigation, and I'm probably not going to get to that today, but it is what it is. I mean, I got that road cut in, which is nice. That was a kind of a big project I had to do. So this area is almost done. Just gotta smooth it out a little bit. Just doing finishing touches right now. All right, all one grab. of it at least. I mean, I got most of the big holes filled in. So let me get a little closer here, and I can swing this over. So the road's looking nice. Stoked on that. Right now, all the projects that I got to do, and tomorrow there's some material being delivered. My undercarriage, I got a set of chains coming tomorrow that they're going to deliver, so I'm excited to see how they look. They better be the right ones. I'm going to be pissed if they aren't. But the shipping wasn't too bad. I mean, it cost me about $3,200 shipped here for a complete set of chains, both sides. So that's pretty good. I mean, again, Cat wanted $3,000 to change out 3 of my bushings. So I told them to basically go screw themselves, and then I bought a set of a whole undercarriage set for $200 more shipped here. So Cat was a little high on that one, actually really high. So I'm not sure how that can be justified. I mean, 3 bushings now to replace on my undercarriage, $3,000. I mean, come on, the complete chains, both sides were $3,200. I mean, really, Cat? Come on. You know, I mean, I don't know. I don't know who would pay for that. I mean, you would think like a bushing goes out, you're just like, screw it, I'm just going to replace the whole undercarriage. I mean, so, I mean, I get a whole new undercarriage for $200 more. And then now, what I'm going to do is just take off this undercarriage, put the new one on, and then when I have the old one off, I can change out the bushings myself, and it's going to be a lot easier when the undercarriage is off the machine, and I can do it on my, you know, whenever we got some free time, and I'm going to get a press and then just push out the bushings or push out the pins, change out the bushings, and it'll cost me just a couple $100 to do it, and I'll have a second set of chains, and then eventually I'm just going to order another set of track pads, and then throw them on the extra set of chains, and then I can swap out the undercarriage really easily. I mean, with the track pads and everything. So if I do have an issue with the undercarriage, instead of just trying to spend, you know, days trying to fix it or whatnot, I'll just crack the master link, take off the old undercarriage and the pads, swap them, and I'm up and running again. And I'll deal with the undercarriage later when it's off the machine. So that's the way I want to do it. And I'm probably going to get another excavator exactly this size and with the same type of undercarriage or identical undercarriage. So I'll have an extra one for that one too. So it'll be good. I mean, that's something to think about if you're running a business and you're going to get a second machine. Get the same exact one, because you can swap everything out. I mean, the buckets are all going to be interchangeable, all the parts. So that's nice. I mean, that's the way to go. That everything else looks good over here. does to ease up the tension on the bushings, but they're looking a little loose today. And the problem with running them loose is you get a lot of movement in the machine when you're doing work. I mean, it's got so much slack, it's just wobbly, you know, the whole undercarriage or the whole machine just wobbles around. It makes it harder to do work in it. And I wish they would come up with some kind of tension system where it would keep it tight and still be able to give with a spring or something, some kind of shock absorber that would take the slack out so you wouldn't be wobbling. But if you do, you know, get something wedged in there, it's going to give, so it won't crush your bushings. I mean, I can't believe they haven't came up with a system like that. I guess they don't really want to save the undercarriage for you. They want you to buy new ones. So I don't know. I might think about making my own system. I mean, it would be really simple. I would just have to, really it would just be another roller that pivots, you know, on a spring, and the roller would be tensioned up, you know, pushing against the track, you know, taking the slack out. And when it needs to give, because, you know, maybe a rock gets wedged in there, you'll give, you know, and not crush the bushing or mess up your track. And when the rock comes out, it is pushing against the track to keep it tight. So, you know, that would be nice. I mean, I don't know. It'd be a simple system. I mean, you could even use kind of like a leaf spring type of system where it's just a bent, flat piece of metal as the spring pushing up with a roller attached to it, and as it gives, it'll just be a flat piece of metal in kind of a C shape like that, and with the roller attached to the top, and it's going to be pushing up, and it'll be able to give like a shock, you know, as it needs to. You could come up with a system where it's on a spring and you could adjust the tension. That'd probably be the best, so you can adjust for the type of material you're working in. But I don't know. We'll see. I got some ideas on something like that. I just probably order another roller and just make a frame for it and bend a piece of flat metal for a spring and see how that works. Should work pretty good. I mean, with the material we're working in, I need something like that because we're working in a lot of rock and dirt that has a lot of rock mixed into it. So when it gets muddy, you know, a lot of rock and dirt gets packed into the tracks, and it's hard rock. So when you got all that mud packed in, and then you got that really hard Hawaiian blue rock, you know, in there. I mean, what happened to me, I ended up crushing 3 bushings because of that. It just tightened up the track so much when it was all packed tight, and the bushings just got crushed. So I don't know. I mean, I gotta figure out a system to save my undercarriages, because running the tracks loose is, I mean, it's not, I don't like it. I mean, they can come off easier, and the machine, I mean, it just wobbles so much. It's not easy to run the machine like this. boulders right now. I'm gonna figure out where to put it for landscaping, but I'm so far from that I don't really know. And once I get my machine out of here, I won't be able to move these. This will be, I mean, the stream's going to come right through here. So let me move that one a little bit further out of the way here. This fern's kind of going to have to go. Really quick, I'm gonna stop this. I'll start again when it gets somewhat exciting. So that worked pretty good. Actually, it pulled a lot more rocks out of the ground and it smoothed it out really nice. So I lost the pin right there for my hitch, and or lost the cotter pin, and then the main pin flew out. That's why I lost it. But I had an extra one in the side by side. So yeah, you can see how smooth it is now. I mean, there is some surface rocks now, but I can come through and just pick up what it pulled out, and after that it's going to be pretty much ready to go. It's smooth enough. I mean, I can go a little bit more. I mean, there's a couple spots like this here. There's a little bit that needs to come down, but we'll pick some rocks first, clean all this up, and then I'll smooth it one more time, and then do kind of a finish up and put some grass seed down. So that worked pretty good. So it kind of jumps around a little bit. I think it needs more weight in the front to get that cutting edge to stay down and actually cut. So we'll see. Maybe I'll add some weight to the front tomorrow and see how that works. But you can see how smooth it is now. So that's the way to do it. I mean, coming out here doing it by hand, I mean, that's just crazy. I mean, this is a big area, and I got to do it to the rest of it too. So that works great. All right. It was a nice sunset. It's up in the clouds now. Oh, it's right through the clouds. You can't really see it in the. That's a bitchin' sunset. All right. I'll talk to you guys later.